let's do a combined Border Gavaskar Trophy 11 2024 between the two of us. So we have to pick, obviously, the openers and the rest of the blokes. So who we're choosing is our opening pair. Is it an obvious one with form about?
Look, I would go with Jaiswal and with Khawaja. They are my two openers.
I agree. I can't disagree.
Yeah. That's not difficult. I'd love to see them batting together too. Can you imagine that? Let's make our combined 11 happen.
No, absolutely. So Jaiswal, Khawaja, so that's penciled in. Who's your one down? So that's either Gill or Labuschagne or Smith, if you want to throw them up there.
Do you know what? With my 3 and 4, I'm going to do something that I think a bit crazy. I'm going to go with Kohli and Smith. Again, love to see them both in the same team. I want to see, we don't want this to go to waste. But also, I just every time that you've seen him come to Australia, I'll never forget that century at Perth. The leadership in 1819, even though he had that one century in Perth, even in 2014-15, there's something about Australia that I do think brings the best out of him, and I genuinely hope that it happens again. So Steve Smith hasn't been in the best of form domestically going into this, but he is that kind of player who, when it all clicks for him, when he's done his shoelaces up the right way and tucked them inside his trousers so he can't see them, and all those things he's been tinkering with work at home. I'm gonna go with those two as my 3 and 4. You can put them whichever way you like, but I'd go Kohli 3 and Smith 4.
This is all becoming too easy because I agree with 3 and 4 as well, because Smith and Virat, they had a sensational 2014 BGT 10 years ago, and hopefully they can kind of relive that this time around. And plus, Virat, I think, for stat freaks out there, in terms of current players, he still reads the run charts in that one. So are we now kind of demoting a Gale or a Labuschagne, or do you see a KL Rahul fit in there, Travis Head fit in at 5? So who's your number 5?
Number 5, I've gone with Travis Head.
Okay.
I'm afraid I've put him in there. So I just think he's just been just a revelation in the past kind of couple of years, sort of coming back into the Australian side, and as a player that's just been brimming with confidence, whatever format he plays, whether it's last year in the sorry, am I allowed to mention the World Cup final? I know, too soon. But all of that, and his aggressiveness, his ability to come in and counter attack, even if Australia do lose early wickets, I think makes him such a valuable weapon to having that middle order. And if things get crazy, give him a couple of overs. He'll probably jag a couple of wickets.
Okay, I'll tend to disagree with you there. I'll fight your fire with my ice in KL Rahul. I would go KL at 5, but you guys can let us know in the comments. Okay, so Carey, Pant, no debate, because Pant wins there, even though you said Carey has best form going into the Australian side.
Yeah, and Carey has, like I said, he has been smoking. But Rishabh Pant, what he did last time, if all the stories that are in cricket at the moment, my favourite one is just the one that sees Rishabh Pant coming back and making a recovery from that horrific accident. And then not just that, like just the fact that he survived, that he's been able to come back to the game, but then to see him play the way that he has played as well, it's just remarkable. And I'm so pleased that he is back here and he's back in this series, and not just for his playing, he's just such a great character. I absolutely love Rishabh Pant. He's been a favourite for a long time, and it's just, he had so much, I think, entertainment on every level in whatever he's doing. So yeah, he's in for me. Sorry Alex, he's gone.
Yeah, so we can't carry you, Alex. I'll continue the puns over here in our combined 11. And I'll tell you what, Rishabh Pant, I hope Fox Sports does a good job in turning up the microphones at the stumps, because that'll be epic as well to just listen to him. Okay, on to the bowlers, which is the most contentious part of this combined 11, because I'm thinking 3 pacers, a spinner, for Australian conditions.
And an all-rounder.
Okay, and an all-rounder as well. So is
Because
it
we've
12
got
man?
we've got 1, 2,
That's
3,
6.
4, 5, 6. Yes.
Yeah.
So
So an all-rounder
yes.
and then 4 bowlers. So an all-rounder, I
Yeah.
would go for Ravi Ashwin because he just has you guys mentally. He's got into the Australian minds. There's demons that they've had, not just in tours of India, but even the last tour. I think he got Smith out, Labuschagne out a couple of times. So I would have Ashwin in there, even though his form's been dreadful. Do you agree?
This is actually a really hard one. So I had it between Ashwin and Mitch Marsh. Just if Mitch Marsh is able to play that sort of four-seamer role in Australia, obviously can be really, really handy. And his batting has been, it's just been incredible for Australia. Kind of gave them a real headache with Cameron Green, because when he came in and played in those Ashes in England last year, and after that, just how on earth do you drop him? But I also take your point on Ashwin, and yes, it's a real struggle, this one, because, and don't forget, Ash was the one who, with Vihari, who absolutely saved that Test match in Sydney the last time they were out here. He could hardly move. His back was busted. Vihari didn't have any hamstrings left, and the two of them somehow managed to form this wall. So it's a really hard one. I could go either way and be happy. And especially when you talk about Ashwin and those battles he's had with some of the Australians, that's hard to do without it. I don't know. It's a real toss-up. I could go either way. Can I plead the fifth on this? Can we have a bet each way? Like when they go someone/someone as a possible team? Maybe I'll go Marsh at home.
I'll give you Marsh.
You give
me KL. If you give me KL, I'll give you Marsh.
Overhead. Oh man, I don't know. This is okay. No, I tell you what, if I can only have one of the two, I'm gonna have Head in there and you can have Ash.
Okay, perfect. So even I'll have Ashwin because
I'm not happy about it.
and spare a thought for Ravi Jadeja, who's been an incredible batter overseas for India. So he, of course, might be do the holding role as well. On to 7, 8, 9, and 10, 8, 9, 10, 11, beg your pardon. So I'm thinking Paddy Cummins is a definite go-ahead for me because he's just brilliant and potentially the leader of the side. Do you agree with me there?
Well, as we go through them, bowling-wise, I could go either Cummins or Hazelwood, and both would do a job for me in my eyes. Cummins, his batting has really been quite crucial to Australia in a number of times. And when Greg Chappell first saw him play, he used to say, this kid's going to be an all-rounder because he could really bat. And he's shown it at various times. I mean, he won his first Test match for Australia against South Africa with the bat at Edgbaston last year. That incredible innings he played in a wonderful Test to secure the match. We saw him do it in the recent series, white ball series against Pakistan. So for me, even though I could go Cummins or Hazelwood in having that right arm option, even though they do some things differently, I reckon I would go with Pat Cummins just because he adds that extra dimension to it. And also, we need a captain of the side, right?
Yeah, we do need a captain, and hence I was quick to say that Cummins is definitely my leader, with all due respect to all the Indian players out there. Let's just finish up by 9, 10, 11. Is it the obvious Bumrah, Stark, Lyon, or do you see someone else in there for you?
Nope, that's exactly what I went, except I went Stark, Bumrah, Lyon.
Fair.
That's the only difference.
Yeah, and left, right for sure.
Yeah,
is that
exactly.
a concern? Is there a concern that we have two great off spinners in our 11?
Yeah, and that was one of the reasons that I was going to go Marsh, because I already had Lyon in there. I thought, yeah. So you're going to come back and give me back if we've got Lyon in there? Do we need two off spinners? So then that brings Marsh back in, and KL Rahul is gone again.
Yeah, KL has to go again. I was actually thinking about the composition of our 11 really quickly, because we have two left-handers on top, then followed by two righties, and then going by your 11, Pant and Head are two lefties again. So there is a
Hmm.
good sort of mix of lefties and righties.
There actually is, and I hadn't really thought about that when I was looking at the contenders, but I like that. I like the fact that we've mixed it up. We've got a good mixture of bowlers as well, as in bowlers who do different things. We've got batters who bat at different paces as well, which I actually quite like as well. You've got people who can take it on and score quickly, but you've also got people who might bat a little bit more circumspectly and hang around. So I'd love to see that team come out. This would be a great 11.
It will, honestly. And you guys can let us know in the comments while watching this as well. Cricket, cricket.